I'm going to have to carry on with the channel. The major problem with it, or difficulty, is that it's curved. So I've made a cardboard template and I'll have to build it in 3 pieces because the areas that go downwards have to have a flange on both sides. So this one, I'll bend the flange at 90, which my machine will do. I've got the capacity for 30 inches worth of material. And then I'll have to stretch out this flange so that the other end arcs and follows the curve. On this one I'll have to shrink the flange so it'll follow the arc, and then I'll weld it on top to build the channel. So I'm going to carry on with the rest of the bending and cutting of the metal. Yeah, the pounding on this side, you can see it starting to stretch and bend, so that it will match that curvature. Yep. Technically get a little too far there. Okay, that's okay, I can shrink that. That's looking pretty good. I'm going to start welding that up. Anyway, that's the stretch cycle. On the other side there's going to be a deeper leg and the same size flange. But that'll be a shrinking operation. I TIG weld my panels for a few reasons. 1, no spatter. 2, more control. And 3, it's a lot tougher and softer on sheet metal. Rather than getting a hard bead, which usually cracks or breaks when you start to try and work it into shape, you get a softer, smoother weld that can be worked properly. I need to sharpen my tungsten. It's all tacked in to follow the contour now. And I'll continue just closing up the tacks a bit at a time so I can keep the heat warpage down. So I'll do that off camera. Okay, I got her all seamed up. It's mostly autogenous welding, which is welding without filler. And once I hit this thing with flapper disc, we should be able to come away with a nice rounded edge as if it was properly bent that way. But we'll get to that after I've welded up built and welded up the other side. Okay, I went and got myself a shrinker just to make my life a little easier, and I put this side on. Now I've got to take the flapper disc to it and clean up the corners so it looks, well, better anyway. Now, although I've got good penetration going on in here, I am going to take some rod and fill in those divots and regrind it. So it's not entirely finished yet, but it's looking really good. I won't bother showing you that step of it because you get the basic idea, and me, I don't like videos where somebody just bangs on and on and on. So I like to keep things short and simple. Hopefully somebody will pick up and learn something that they don't know. Okay, I've cleaned up the flanges underneath and clamped this thing down to see where I've got to go. And here I go a little bit straight and then I start climbing up. And then this side also starts climbing up. It's no longer flush with that rail there. So it's fairly compound. And then it starts going back down again, very deeply here. And more of a radius on this side, but not so much on that side. So it's going to be an interesting build, but we're hoping that it's going to look like that in the final stages, you know, real pretty and hopefully strong. Being pieced together, all the welds are going to be in different locations, so there shouldn't be any strength issues whatsoever, especially when I'm TIG welding it too. It'll be a lot stronger than MIG welding. But then from there you can see that I've got to replace sections of floor pan because I have to cut the rust off and replace the sections, and that's okay. That's not a real difficult job. I'm not going to be using the leaf springs anymore, so that can come right off of there. I don't need that at all. And then once I'm finished with this side, I've got to duplicate or mirror the process for the other side. Okay, I've got the channel almost built. It's been a real beast because it's got different contours, heights and stuff all the way along, and then a nice twist in the end here. And I still got to put a rail along there, weld that to it. And then I'll be sandblasting all the underside, so I've got something nice and clean to spot weld it to. But basically, yeah, we've gone from that to that. It's coming along. I think once I get the two channels done, all these straight patches are going to be a breeze. Anyway, I'm going to carry on. I've got the lower channel built and ready to go in, but I have to fix up some areas like this, which is really hard to get into. That's my die grinder on an angle, and it's just barely fitting, so that's a tough go on that corner. This one wasn't too bad. I was able to cut it from underneath, and I'm not certain why I bent up these corners like that. I didn't really have to. I could have just left it straight sheet of metal. It's all covered up anyway, but I did it. And I've been bouncing around, you know, doing the subframe, turning it in from that to that, because although I like to think I'm still 18, being on my knees and bent over, my joints are telling me otherwise. So I've been getting up and doing other work rather than concentrating totally on the channels. And I'm going to carry on working in that manner until I get things done.